discuss that with you in portions, but for now I'll come back to you. Let's also take a look, viewers, at Prime Minister's previous G7 summits at a glance. Now, it was in 2019, the 47th G7 summit that was held. Again, that was in France, in Biarritz. Modi spoke on climate, biodiversity, oceans and digital transformation, and we've seen how that has been affected, particularly in India as far as digital transformation particularly is concerned. 11th to 13th June in 2021 was the UK G7 summit. It was the 47th in Cornwall. He participated virtually, addressed global pandemic recovery and climate change as well. And then in Germany, in Schloss Almo, he addressed sessions on climate, energy, health and food security. This was in 2022. June 26 to 27 were the dates of the summit. This was the 48th G7 summit. 2023, May 19 to 21 was the date of the G7 summit. It was the 49th and was held in Hiroshima in Japan, and he addressed nuclear disarmament, food security, again climate. Key bilateral meetings were also held with the world leaders. And on to now the 50th G7 summit. It was in Italy, in Apulia. June 13 to 15 were the dates of that summit. Prime Minister Modi there focused on artificial intelligence, energy and the Mediterranean. And finally, last year was the 51st G7 summit. It was in Canada, in Kanaski. It was on 17th and 18th of June, and there again Prime Minister Modi has addressed energy security and global geopolitical challenges. So this was the last G7 summit, and of course now Prime Minister Modi is going to partake the 52nd G7 summit in France. Malika, it's apparent how Prime Minister Modi has consistently spoken about climate change, and let's not forget that even in the Council of the Governing Council body, pardon me, of the Niti Aayog, Prime Minister Modi has spoken about climate change. He's spoken about El Nino, what effect that could have on India. So of course climate is important, and India is of course taking some key initiatives in that aspect. It's also meeting its obligations. How important is that going to be during this G7?
Definitely. First of all, Kriti, G7 was formed by the richest industrial countries, and today India, without India, they can't have a discussion, because India is one of the largest economy, one of the largest contributors of GDP, and now India has a room in it. And like I said, this is Prime Minister Modi's 7th visit as a participant in the G7 summit. And certainly, I mean, it's been a central point to anything, you know, any schemes in India that are being launched, anything, any new policies, any reform bills that are happening. I think climate resilience has played a very important role. Post 2014, we have seen that there's a lot of debate around sustainable development, climate resilience. And these are not merely jargons that he uses. These are something that he has converted to performance in every policy that has been launched, every scheme that has been launched. So we are seeing that in the central stage also, India is taken very seriously, and he's a champion for climate change. I mean, he's a champion voice for climate change. He keeps reiterating the fact on the effects, like you categorically mentioned about El Nino effects. He keeps talking about that and it's not only the minerals or the defense deals or you know, the heavyweight things that he puts into discussion. He also puts the most important challenges that we as a globe are facing, Kriti. So yes, he's going to put climate change at very central stage, at main stage this time as well.
Right, Malika. Also, this time around, energy security is extremely important because of the war, and crucially, 3 Indian tankers have been struck, 3 Indian seafarers have been killed. For India, maintaining a balance is very important. How do you think Prime Minister Modi will be raising that with Donald Trump when he meets him, if at all? Or do you think these issues will be taken care of by the Indian diplomacy better?
I think he has reiterated this fact with whenever he has had a call with, and there are several MEA reports also which suggest that he's had a brief discussion with the Iranian counterparts. He's had a brief discussion with Israel Prime Minister. He has had a brief discussion with Donald Trump as well. I think he's very hands-on as a Prime Minister because he doesn't leave everything to the Indian diplomacy. I mean, he's reiterated the same thing again and again, that we need to promote more dialogue, we need to communicate more to end the war, because it's the kitchen and the wallets now which are getting affected on the common man. And India, we've seen, has focused, since February, we've seen it's 105 days to the war now, and we've continuously seen how the Indian state is reacting. It's absorbed the entire shock, the amount of challenges that our neighboring countries are facing, where the Republic Days are being cancelled, where there are lines in the petrol pump. We are not facing that. Yes, we have faced the spike, but in the initial days, if you see, Kriti, we did not even face that. Now we have started to face that as our reserves are depleting, but the government has issued several guidelines, and of course he's going to speak about this in detail with the G7 countries as well.
Right.
Like I said, he's a very hands-on Prime Minister, Kriti.
Yes. Of course, Malika, once again stay on. We're also in fact now picking up reports, viewers, that the main focus of the upcoming bilateral meeting between Trump and Modi will be on finalizing a bilateral trade deal and addressing India's continued purchase